All right, my friends, if I'm a couple years out, I would be considering doing a variable annuity. Oh my goodness, a variable annuity, Josh. You're getting paid to sell us these things. No, I don't. I don't. And I think they actually have, I think Amar does like fee only annuities without a commission. I don't know how it works, but I know there are becoming more and more no commission based annuities, more fee based, and I don't know how it works. But I think Jackson National actually. Let's take a look at Jackson National. Do they have a fee based annuity? Hold on a sec. All right, so this is not a solicitation for Jackson National. I don't know. I don't sell. I don't have any insurance licenses anymore. Just be advised. It used to be Jackson National was the only annuity you could get. All right, hold on a second. Big Bear is trying to get out of the building. Let him out. Just goes to the door with the glass on it. Just goes like this, scratches on it, and he looks over at me, scratches again, and here he comes. Oh boy, he's a nut. Oh, now he's laying down the sun. There you go. All right. So I remember when I was a broker, Jackson National was or was that USAA, was the one annuity company that had fee-based annuities, non-commission. I don't know if that's still the truth. I had no idea. But anyway, variable annuities allow you to allocate your assets across a wide range of investment options. Add-on benefits available for an extra charge can provide you guaranteed income for life. All right, so we talked about what is annuity. Let's see if we have lifetime freedom. Oh boy, all these things. I don't really feel like going through them, but I'm going to tell you what I know about our annuities. Let's see here. Your journey fair variable annuities. Let's see what they talk about here. Oh, I'm still at that page. All right, so let's see here what they're saying. What this Freedom Accelerator for Life will give us. I have no idea. I'm just saying what I would. All right, the more you wait, the more you can take. All right, sweet. This is kind of where I was going with this. What I think what happens here. Lifetime living benefits. Ooh, the baby, the baby. All right, so let's see what we get. I have not looked at this, my friends, but I want to. What I think it is going to be, lifetime income check for. All right. When you purchase a variable annuity with an add-on living benefit, you can potentially receive a lifetime check that's unaffected by interest rate and market downturns. Right on. Potentially even keep growing. Potentially, yeah. Right. Good. Stack your growth, grow your check. Exactly. In addition to protected lifetime income, they provide opportunities to grow your income through step-ups and deferral credits. All right. Initial investment. So your contract value in year one, your initial investment, you get step-up benefit. You get deferral credit, all these things. All right, that's great. I don't know what it is, but I'll break it down. What usually the variable annuities work at. All right, right here, perfect. Guaranteed an annual withdrawal amount. Oh, perfect, right here, 4.75. Right on. All right, good. Annual deferral credit percent each crease for each year of deferral. Right. So basically, what's happening here is when you get 70 years old, it's a 5% guaranteed withdrawal base. I'll share this in a second. What that means something. I'll show you for real quick. All right. Worth the wait, single and joint. So if you are age on initiation date 60, that's where I'm going with this. Wait 10 years for income. You get right there 5.5%. Perfect, man. All right, so that's 100%. All right, so let's talk about what this means. This is, and it looks like even more, but well, I thought I had a thing on it, just a cursor. All right, so here's what I'd be doing. If I'm 60 years old, right, what I'm doing is I'm saying, man, I want to lock in an income stream right now at today's market rates because I don't know what the markets are going to do. In fact, I have no idea what they're doing today, as a matter of fact. Let's take a gander, see what the market is doing today. I have no idea. I know Tesla came out with pretty good earnings, but I don't know if that's going to affect the market. All right, so the Dow's up, Nasdaq's down, S&P's up a little bit, Treasury's up a little bit in terms of yields. That means the price is down. All right, so how this works, you're 60 years old, you dump $100,000 into an annuity. All right, so we got 60 years old, we dump $100,000 in it. All right, what happens here is that the income base, a lot of these annuities, I have no idea this specific one at Jackson National, I have no idea. A lot of variable annuities, though, they will say, look, when you are 70 years old, we guarantee that this income base, not your walk away money, but this income base will be $200,000. We guarantee you that. Now, even if the market goes to zero, even if the market were to go to zero, we guarantee that you will have no less than $200,000 as an income base for which you can draw. Typically, it's 5% a year, each and every year for the rest of your life. All right. So you are saying we know for a fact we'll get $10,000 a year from this income base as long as you and your better half are living. I hope that makes sense. So no matter what happens to the market, if it goes to zero, we are guaranteed to get $10,000 a year in income. And now it won't grow with inflation, I grant you, but it could, and in this scenario it won't, because you literally have no market value, but you have an income value. And so let me explain, because I think this is critically important to understand. I get a lot of people say, what should I do with these pretty high markets? And I get it. That concerns me to no one. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll give you the good and the ugly about variable annuities. But anyway, so what happens here is you have an income base. Oops, let me write this down. Let me pause it real quick. And you're 60 years old. You dump $100,000 into a variable annuity. You have literally two different types of accounts. You have a cash value and you have an income base. All right, your cash value is what I call your walk-away money, the money you can take out of the contract when you hit a certain age. And usually it's after 7 years, 5 years, 10 years, something like that, without a surrender charge. Now, you also have an income base, and this is not the money you can walk away with. You cannot take this money out in one fell swoop. So what happens is, we know for a fact your income base on a lot of these annuities will grow to $200,000. We know that, all right? So it's basically like you're creating your own pension. We know your income base will grow to $200,000 after 10 years, which means you can take 5% a year off that income base. That's the very minimum. We know for a fact from an income stream, the very minimum you can take is 5% a year off that income base of $200,000. That is your guaranteed minimum income benefit, GMIB, which is nice because it says at the end of the day, we know we'll have $10,000 a year forever, as long as we're breathing, and as long as the insurance company doesn't go bankrupt. Now, your cash value, it could go anything. It could go down to zero. It could go to $300,000 or anywhere in between. I mean, it can literally do anything, depending on what the markets do. Now, your cash value will never keep up with the S&P 500 or the stock market as a whole because your expenses in here. Variable annuities are heavily leveraged with, heavily weighted down with expenses because to guarantee things like the income base, it costs money, and you're going to pay for them. So what happens is your cash value is, hard to imagine a cash value going from 100 to 300,000 in 10 years, but just, say it did. Say it did. What happens in that case, then this replaces this income base, all right? So your cash value is more than your income base. Your cash value then becomes your income base, which means at this stage, 10 years from now, you'll say, that is my money. I'll get 5% of that each and every year for as long as I live. And that's your guaranteed minimum at that point. I hope that makes sense. Now, if your cash value goes to zero, again, this is the minimum. Now, it's not going to go to 300,000, but just say it did. All right, just say it did. You're saying, okay, at the maximum I'll ever have, I mean, who knows what I can do? We don't know, but hard to imagine that in a variable annuity. I have $300,000 at 5% a year. That's locked in. When I start taking my income from it, that's $15,000 a year I'll get without any issue whatsoever, none whatsoever. If the market goes to zero, I'll have $200,000, which I could get 5% a year of. Okay, hope that makes sense. Now, part two of this is what if it goes to, what if your cash value is 190 in year 1, in year 10, and your income base is 200? All right. Oh, hold on just a sec. After 10 years, we have an income base of 200,000 for which we can draw 5% a year off. You can probably just let them sit there if you want, unless you want to go out with them. Oh, there's Pablo. You can draw 5% a year, $10,000, but you only have $190,000 in cash value. Oh, you're like, man, that's okay. Because maybe the next year, the cash value account grows, or maybe a couple years it grows to, say, 250. Well, if that's the case, you'll get a raise on your income base because this will, again, supplement or replace that, if that makes sense. So there's a lot going on there. And again, just as a real basic tutorial is that for a fact in this regard, you're 60 years old, you put $100,000 in a variable annuity, you're guaranteed to have $10,000 a year. And again, each annuity is different, but you're guaranteed to have $10,000 a year in most contracts within 10 years. You could have more. You will never have less from an income stream. Let me just pause it real quick. It's a nice feature. And again, once you start taking that money out, that 5%, you're probably never really going to get much of a benefit increase on that because you are taking 5% out of a portfolio that's pretty weighed down with fees. The benefit, though, is that you never have to worry about it again. you'll always get whatever that money is. So if it grows, you'll get more than 5% on 200,000. If it falls, you get no less than 5% on 200,000. The reason I'm thinking you should start looking at these, because man, the markets, I'm telling you, man, I'm always looking for a way to protect the downside. The downside is much, much, much worse than losing out on the upside, especially if you're about ready to hang up your boots in the next couple of years. Downside protection is king, man. It is king. And the variable annuity, but Josh, if I just had what's called a naked account where I'm not weighed down in the fees of the variable annuity, I'll get more growth. Growth is secondary once you're in retirement. Income and protection are primary. It just is, man. So anyway, I'd be looking at variable annuities right now. If I'm probably 5 years out, I'd be starting saying, maybe variable annuity is not a bad idea. I don't like the heavy commission ones, I grant you, but look at one of these Jackson National. I don't know what else is out there, but maybe contact my man Amar Shaw over at Client First Capital. We'll be doing a live stream tomorrow, so you can jump on board with us then. Love to hear your thoughts. All right, we'll see you.